Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
Right, get out of here. Let's see what we got. Oh, come on, move, baby, move for me. There we go. We got you. I got you covered now. So we are doing. There we go. Let's get rid of this and let's go to our first story. Wow. All right, is this mic okay? I want it out of my face, but pointed at my mouth. You know what I mean? Like so I can pick it up like a throat. You point your mic to your throat. All right. Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the DNC are having their day in court. That's right, because Bernie Sanders supporters have finally reached the date where we're going to see what's going to happen in a court of law. Now, this case, if you're not aware of it, it's a case that was brought back in October of 2016 when a group of Bernie supporters, Jared Beck and Elizabeth Beck, filed a lawsuit against Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the DNC. Now, we know Debbie Wasserman Schultz was the former chairman of the DNC during the time when the complaints were alleged that the DNC was not playing fair with the Bernie Sanders campaign, that the DNC in no way, shape, or form allowed for an even playing field for Bernie Sanders running as a Democrat. That was what the case alleged. Not only was Bernie cheated, but all of the people that gave to Bernie Sanders' campaign were basically giving their money away for nothing other than good feelings. Because in the battle between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, the DNC was colluding with Hillary Clinton to get their favorite nominee nominated. So this has been going on once again since October 2016. A federal court in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, has recently issued an order of appearance to the lawyers representing the DNC and former DNC chairperson Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Now, that hearing is set for today at 1:30, or it was set for today at 1:30, but I've been unable to get an update about what's going on. It does not mean that there is a breakdown in communication. It could just be, according to my fans on Twitter and the folks who follow me, they just haven't come back with a decision yet. Hey, man, I want to know what's going on with this case. I'm on pins and needles. I want to know if the DNC will be punished for what they did. Now, it's very important for you to know, guys. Anyone who's out there skeptical about this case, maybe this is the first time you heard about it, because it's not something that the DNC, you're not going to hear it on the Unity tour. Tom Perez ain't going to be talking about it. Bernie won't bring it up, probably. I don't see him bringing it up. It's what Sam Ronan alluded to when he was running for the chairmanship earlier, a couple months ago. It's about the cheating of the DNC. It's about the unfair practices of the DNC. What's very important to note is that the DNC, when this case was alleged, when it was filed, when the allegations were made that the DNC cheated you, Bernie supporters, cheated Bernie, and basically stole money out of your pocket, they said, hey, you should have known it wasn't going to be fair. You should have known we were going to cheat. What are you thinking you're going to have a Democratic runoff or a race in the Democratic Party for? You silly people, you gotta know how we get down. That is their defense. Their defense is that since there were people posting online how unfair the DNC was to Bernie, that anybody who gave money to Bernie should have known better. Because they were not going to allow Bernie, or they were actively working against Bernie winning the nomination of the Democratic Party. I think this is just something that people need to sear into their brains. And as much pushback as you get for your criticism of the Democratic Party and the DNC, it can't be fair criticism when you imagine, or when you sit it up next to, or you juxtapose it to what's going on in this law case. Once again, guys, the DNC is not defending themselves saying, hey, we didn't cheat. Hey, we didn't have an effort to destroy Bernie Sanders. Hey, we played fair. No, their only defense is You're damn right they cheated, and you should have been smart enough to know it. And then they wonder why there's no unity. I don't think there are people out there, no matter how vote blue any who they are, no matter how supportive they are of the Democratic Party, who have heard me say this to them. Very simple, like I just said it. If Rachel Maddow would say what I said, just plain. If Chris Hayes would say what I just said, if Joy Reid would just say what I said, very simple. That would go a long way to repairing the tensions between progressives and middle-of-the-line Democrats or Republican-like people in the party. But they won't say it, guys. They won't say it. It's the thing we have in this country where we don't admit our wrongs. And then we use propaganda people who sit up in front of you on screens and mitigate truth and equivocate and produce false narratives instead of just saying, you know what, we screwed up. We did a wrong thing and we're going to make you whole. We're going to do our best to make you whole. Instead, what they do is they give you platitudes. Oh, you're so cute. Come on, let's work together. Let's work together now. Put all that aside. I know I slept with your wife, man, but come on, bro. You're going to have to let that go, man. There you go on being selfish again. There you go. Bringing up the past. You know how ludicrous and stupid that sounds? But this is what they do. This is the exact equivalent of what they've been doing, guys. The DNC, the Democratic Party, is your friend, supposedly be friend, who slept with your woman or your man or your spouse or your partner, and then has the audacity to blame you for not letting it go. Subscribe to this channel. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolf Pack. Get yourself some Tim Black coffee. We're going to be kicking butt with truth, not false narratives and spin. Thank you guys for that one. Got a little fire. Feeling a little fired up, people. I guess you can tell a little bit. I hope you can. Woo! You know, come on now. I took a little time, guys, off a little, son's birthday over the weekend and kind of took my way slowly getting back. I want to say that I appreciate you guys, man. I got some great supporters. I don't know what else to tell you about that. I got some great supporters who have really been very helpful. And I just want to thank you for all that you do. If you don't support this channel at the moment, please consider doing so. And guys, and if you already do, thanks a lot. All right. I got a comment before I close the show, but I'll do that later. Let's go to the next story, guys. Now, how do I want to segue into this? You know what? Let's come back to you, dude, because the way this kind of sits in, we'll go this way. So Bill O'Reilly, he didn't stay gone long. I don't know why people thought he would stay gone long. Yeah, we got rid of him. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, kind of, sort of. I mean, do people realize that this is a win for Bill O'Reilly being removed from Fox News? I mean, it's all about how you look at it. It's not like he's going to jail. It's not like he's destitute. The man got a $25 million severance package, and the next week, he is back on the airwaves. He's already shopping new deals at other networks. Monday, he started a new podcast where he broke his silence about the whole ordeal. And he's talking to his troops. He's playing for his chorus line of supporters who frankly aren't going anywhere. Bill O'Reilly breaks his silence after his exit from Fox News. He said that I am sad that I'm not on television anymore. With those words, Bill O'Reilly broke his silence Monday evening, addressing listeners for the first time since he was ousted from Fox News. He spent 20 years as the king of cable news. Mr. O'Reilly's return to broadcasting came not on camera, but in a podcast, in a 19-minute recorded podcast on his personal website. Here's his words. Here's what Bill O'Reilly said. He said, "I was very surprised how it all turned out. I can't say a lot because there's much stuff going on right now, but I can tell you that I'm very confident the truth will come out. And when it does, I don't know if you're going to be surprised, but I think you're going to be shaken as I am." This is this to what's to be expected. Once again, guys, I'm not a Bill O'Reilly fan. Never was, never will be. It's just that I recognize that Bill O'Reilly is not the end-all to be-all to cable news or to conservative news or the disingenuous false narrative spinning people. Okay? But I get why people wanted this guy gone. The allegations, I don't know. How do you disprove an allegation that can't even be made publicly? I don't know. But I was reading articles just before this broadcast of other accusers coming forward regarding Roger Ailes, the former CEO of Fox News. So this is getting more and more legs. What that does is it keeps the fires burning and will force Bill O'Reilly to slowly rebuild, slowly distance himself from Roger Ailes and Fox News and continue his brand. But a person who's been working, as they say here, he's been the king of cable news for 20 years. You're not getting rid of that guy. At least not unless he wants to be gotten rid of. Goes on and on about lawsuits. I'll put in the description below so you can check that out if you'd like to. Bill O'Reilly's back on the airways with his own podcast, and he's shopping for a new network home. And you know what, guys? Once the smoke blows over and it cools off just a bit, you know what? He's going to get a slot. And that slot may even be better than the last slot he had. Ain't no justice. I'm Tim Black for TBTV. Subscribe to this channel. Woo! All right. Billo. Billo need a pillow. Let's go to this next guy. Now let's go to this guy. Woo! Let's do this. Ain't no sunshine. Ain't no sunshine since she's gone. Yeah, that's it. Let me get some coffee first. Tucker Carlson's back at it. Tucker Carlson, who has switched his roles or his slots on Fox News for the third time, finally settles down into a slot that he knows holds a lot of promise. He took over for Greta, then he took over for Megyn Kelly. Now he's taking over for Bill O'Reilly, and he did so to the tune of nearly 3.2 million viewers on Monday. That is just short of Bill O'Reilly's latest numbers. Ain't nothing changed. Tucker Carlson's 8 p.m. debut on Fox News on Monday night was good enough to come within striking distance of Bill O'Reilly's latest or last broadcast in the time slot on the network. Carlson averaged 3.2 million total viewers in the hour, with 636,000 of those falling in the key demographic of 25 to 54. O'Reilly's final broadcast on April 11th drew 3.6 million viewers, with 634,000 in the key demo. So listen, guys. Tucker Carlson did a little bit better in the key demographic that spends the most money, that is the most sought after bracket in news reporting, 25 to 54. So, Fox is going to be okay. And also, Mercedes came back to Fox News. Yeah, they were the key sponsor for Tucker Carlson. For some reason, the controversial things that Tucker Carlson says or that Fox News Network airs is not a problem for advertisers. It's only a problem when Tim Black says it. Or you say it, or any of your other independent media news people say it. Tucker Carlson was the number one cable news show in both metrics on Monday. In bested time slot competition, Anderson Cooper, 360 on CNN, with 1 million, and Chris Hayes with 1.5 million on MSNBC. Carlson is kicking butt, and it's what it is. I don't know what it is, where, I don't know, the MSNBC and CNN just can't keep up. They don't want new, you know what it is? I think MSNBC and CNN, they're stuck in the same old DNC type of, status quo stuff. And Tucker Carlson is like a breath of fresh air to Fox News, to conservatives and libertarians. And frankly, MSNBC is not going to take a chance like that. CNN isn't going to take a chance like that. Hell, there are independent networks that don't take chances like that. Actually bringing in people who radically are different, who can take you to a new level. Carlson took over that time slot when O'Reilly was fired from the network last week. We know why he was there. He's there because O'Reilly was put out due to sexual harassment claims and the fanning of the flames of that. Because remember, guys, Bill O'Reilly, most of those claims were years old. It wasn't new news, but it was used news for a purpose. Tucker Carlson's the next guy up to bat. Let's see how he does. I think he's going to do very well, and he has a book deal right now in the works, Tucker Carlson, where it's going to be some book publisher called Javelin, which is going to pay him an exorbitant. We're talking huge amounts of money. Huge. Oh, I'm sorry. Caitlyn Jenner interview. Caitlyn Jenner said it was easier coming out as transgender than it was coming out as a Republican, but that's another conversation. Yeah. Or not Republican, supporting Trump. Yeah, not Republican. It was easier being a transgender, coming out as a transgender woman than it was supporting Trump. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Tucker Carlson, he's on his G. All right, guys. Wow. Give it up for that. Let me go over here, man, see what's going on, man. Anybody in the house? Oh, man. G Cool again, Cop the Force. Oh, man. He says Fox News is horrible. It's worse than MSNBC. You know what? And there are people who disagree with you and people who will agree with you, okay? I tend to think they all are pretty bad, okay? Or very bad, or toxic, or dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do you want, a dead crow sandwich or a dead rat sandwich? They're both infested with rabies. Which would you like? And it's like, I take the zero. Thank you. Doug, what's up, Doug? Tommaso Young, what's up? Sergeant Hayes, good to see you. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate you. Ariel, Rose Music. Hey, how you doing? Mr. Ray Rockstar. Caitlyn is a baby trans. I don't know, What's up, Eric? Good to have you, man. Check it out. So now, let's go to the next story. I got more for you.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Elizabeth Warren may be running in 2020. She says she's not running. She says she has no interest in being president. But her actions, they look like they tell a different story, people. Check it out. Elizabeth Warren builds her brand with the 2020 down the road. Senator Elizabeth Warren, Democrat from Massachusetts, says she's not running for president. Her office says she's focused on her Senate re-election bid, but she has the public schedule of a future presidential candidate. Warren will speak, or did speak, she did speak on Sunday at the NAACP in Detroit. And next month, she will deliver the keynote to an annual gala held by Emily's List, which aims to elect female candidates who support abortion rights. Both groups represent important Democratic constituencies, and the NAACP speech will bring Warren to Michigan, a key swing state Trump wrestled away from the Democrats last year. Now remember, Warren is running for re-election in 2018. She has raised She has raised $5.2 million in the first quarter, more than any other member of the Senate. God, Warren is killing it, people. Give it up for Warren. Woo! $5.2 million. I guess it's safe to say that all that tweeting, those Twitter fingers, paid off. Yeah, it raises her profile. Why you think they do it? You thought she was beating up on Trump just to be doing it, guys. Come on. It endears her to people. You remember that whole she persisted? That paid off. She persisted and she insisted. And it consists of payments. Consists of donations to her campaign. It really works. To read, I don't know, guys. Look. Elizabeth Warren, to me, is a soldier of convenience. She's a convenient soldier. And when we really need her on issues, I don't always see her there. But I'm not going to, like I've been saying about Bernie, I'm not going to throw out with the bathwater. I would just say this. I don't know who Elizabeth Warren is running against in Massachusetts. I would have to see who that person is and also see who's running in the Green Party. But when she has $5.2 million already, I pretty much say she has a lock. Warren is in the midst of a publicity tour for the book, which ended last week at number 4 on Amazon's bestseller list. The Fight Is Our Fight. Man, she is on a roll. I'm trying to tell you guys, man, we all need publicists. If you would like to be my publicist and help me get some stuff done, please hit me up at tim@timblacktv.com because Elizabeth Warren is over here killing it. Killing it. She raised $5.2 million. She's got speaking engagements at high-profile locations. She's got a Senate race that's already locked up. I know she's going to win that. And she's looking down the road at 2020. She's working overtime. So, yeah. Would you like for her to be your president in 2020? Would she have a chance to get against Donald Trump? I don't know. If she can pull back in some of the more active grassroots participation in the party, who knows? But I don't think it'll get done with people just bashing Trump. I think you got to give him something. I think you got to sell him something. You got to give him a big idea. You got to show him something that looks interesting so they can be energized. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you up to date with Elizabeth Warren and her not running, but damn sure could run for president in 2020 campaign, book tour, speaking engagement. Something else. Wow, guys. Elizabeth Warren is killing it. She's kicking butt. She is kicking butt. Say what you want. Don't hate the player, hate the game, baby. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep killing it. Let's go to our friend here. Let's go to our friend here. There you go. All right. Oh man, what's that song? I'm back. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to come up with something
Look,
catchy
man,
for this.
I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Let me just say I am reserving judgment until all the facts come out.
All right. I'm the king of spin. There is none higher. I done get mad when we had to retire. I come back to call them liars, and then I get my money before I expire. And I come correct. That was whack. It was. But you know what's not whack? Coming back and getting $400,000 to speak to the American public and talk to Wall Street and get my money. That's what former President Barack Obama is doing now, baby. He spoke in Chicago on Monday where he denounced special interest groups, and he was, talking a good talk for the American people, telling them exactly what they need to hear and rallying up support in Chicago. He never mentioned Donald Trump's name that one time. He focused on the issues. It was sort of like, coming back and just reminding people of how good you had it under him. I saw captions and memes of Obama smiling, saying, "Hey, miss me yet?" I don't know. But here we go. Here's what it says. Obama denounces special interests at the University of Chicago and then quietly accepts $400,000 for first Wall Street speech from Wall Street special interest. Oh, you don't get this. You don't get this title. Look, his speech in Chicago was about getting rid of special interest in money in politics. And then he's going to speak at Wall Street, which is purely special interest. It's like, but he's not a politician anymore, right? I mean, Obama decried the influence of special interests in politics, even if he did so for free. It's worth commenting on. There's a larger problem that is revolving around the public-private door. That's exactly now how we got Obamacare, which was written by a former government employee who went to work at WellPoint, then wrote the bill as a Senate staffer. War contractors move between public and private enterprise with equal ease, or so as do banking industry officials. So basically, guys, what happens is the lines between private industry and our government have been erased for years. And that's part of the problem. These people still have vested interests in these corporations, from Trump to Obama to Hillary to, it's all a mishmash, whatever, pish-posh, whatever. It's a what's the good word for it? It's like a buffet style, a buffet full of all types of delicious foods mixed all together. And it's all corruption, and it's all about who can get the most stuff. It's all about making money when you get out of politics. It's also about making money while you're in politics. I mean, come on, man. All our politicians, most of them, at least in the House and the Senate, they're millionaires. I'm not saying Obama shouldn't make money. Why should I say that? The Clintons made money, but I believe that Obama will make more money than Clinton even thought about making. I think that Obama's going to make so much money that Clinton's going to go lock himself in a closet, and I say Bill Clinton, going to lock himself in a closet and beat himself with a belt. Oh, man, I can't believe all this money you got. Man, oh, you killing it, baby. And I was telling Hillary all this time, I didn't know you could get that much, man. I feel like I'm a beggar. I feel bad. I know you getting all the women. Yeah. I'm discussing it. I'm discussing it like politics in general. What's been going on with the special interests for a long time. In fact, I always say, guys, if you have a candidate who doesn't commit to getting money out of politics, then you got nothing. Because as long as special interest money's there, people are going to take it. They just got to take it. They want to take it. So you got to get the lure of it out. And as long as you got special interest money and Citizens United and these super PACs and all this garbage, then some politicians are going to have their arms twisted to the point where they have to take it just to compete. We have to get money out of politics. So I agree with Obama's speech, and now it just looks bad. Like, then he signs a deal to go speak to the Wall Street people, sort of like what Hillary did. So yes, it looks bad. It is bad. And Obama's going to be fine. And I don't know about us. It is what it is. I'm Tim Black. Subscribe to this channel. Obama getting paid to talk to Wall Street. And he got an upgrade over Hillary. So that's something. Horrible, guys. Horrible, 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 horrible. I don't know. Let's pump this up, man. Let's pump it up, man. Can we pump it up? Beep, 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 beep. I'm missing one of these. Oh, here we go. All right, let's do it. Let's get this picture a little bit bigger. Is that all right? Ivanka got booed in Berlin. Yep. Why did she get booed in Berlin? She got booed in Berlin because she was defending her daddy. Now let's remember, Ivanka's not a little child. She's a grown woman. She's 35 years old. She's speaking at this women's conference in Berlin, and she goes into this thing about how ethical and supporting and fantastic and philanthropic her dad is. And how, it's all just a fabrication of the media, that he doesn't respect women too much and that he sees them mostly as disposable. And it didn't go over too well. In fact, while she was doing this thing, where she's trying to, defend her father, people in the audience, I don't know, it was reporters, I guess, I don't know who was there, couldn't really see the crowd too well. Well, they were hissing her. They were doing this. That's right, they were booing Ivanka. They were booing her. They were booing her for defending her father, and they don't like her too much, and they don't like her father, and they don't like what he's been doing. They don't like the way it looks. And anyway, here it goes. Ivanka faced a hostile reception during a women's panel in Berlin when the audience booed and hissed at the first daughter on Tuesday after calling her father a tremendous champion of supporting families. Gosh. All right. That's a stretch. It's a stretch. Like I've been one of those people who looked at Trump and said, okay, poor people need help. We need, and when I say poor, I mean anybody who doesn't have millions of dollars liquid in their bank account. If you don't know that you're poor, if you don't have that, then you need to wake up. Okay? Because in America, it's all about capital. It's not about your feelings. It's about your monies in the bank or monies that you can reach out and touch. Okay? So I never felt that Trump was really championing for those people in his policies. You don't say you're championing for families, and then what do? Well, you cut HUD, you cut programs like Meals on Wheels, you cut EPA, like the environment. That's families, dude. The HUD, that's families, dude. This horrible healthcare plan, that's against families. More people would have lost their healthcare under that American Care Act or whatever that was. How can you support that? How could you push that stuff? And then say you are a huge, what has she said? A tremendous champion of supporting families. No. And though they're in Berlin, they can read. You can't go to Berlin and just make a new narrative or create this new narrative where Trump is, helping the poor folks. Like he's Gandhi or Mother Teresa. Or MLK with the poor people's march or whatever. Nah, you can't. It's not going to work. Ivanka spoke about her father's attitudes towards women and saying, oh, God. Oh, all right, guys. All right. I know what you're thinking, right? Oh, Tim. No, I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me Trump's attitude towards women. We heard what his attitude towards women was. We heard. Once again, come on, the ears work. People heard the tape. Now you can say, well, it was just a moment in time, and come on, who knows what you would say if you were caught on tape. Yeah, I might make a joke or two, but I'm not going to talk about things I did without, like, permission. I mean, because there aren't any things I did without permission. You know what I'm saying? And then she sits there. So look, Ivanka's in a bad position because, look, every one side to Trump is in a horrible position. Why? Because they get these questions. They have to defend the indefensible. They have to defend the most impossible things to defend. They're forced to defend them. And Ivanka's not going to do a good job of it. And she didn't do a good job of it. And she started playing a victim game. My dad's great. He loves women. And, he once saved a cat from a tree. And, it's... So, what you do to avoid those questions, there's only one way to avoid those questions. Just one. And that way, or that method, is not to be there. Don't go. Don't go. Don't participate. Don't be in that position. You avoid being in that position by not being in that position. But it's like the light. It's like they're Pookie. It's like Pookie from New Jack City. The fame or the cameras just call them, and they gotta go there, and then they have to defend. Then they get booed, and now your feelings are hurt. It's calling me. It's calling me. I want my moment. It's calling me. And then you get out there in front of the cameras and they ask you about your father, the tapes. They ask about all the marriages. They ask about all the allegations. They ask about the women who said he harassed them or that he did these things, and now you have to defend it. And then you sit in front of a bunch of women on a women's panel and you make it seem like your father is the gentleman's gentleman, which his entire persona of all the stuff. Go look at clips of Trump pre-election, pre-running, and you'll see he was a philandering guy who took pride in it. Go listen to him conversate on Howard Stern, and you cannot make those claims because once again, Ivanka, once again, Trump supporters, people can hear and see. All right, guys. Get up for that.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
So let's take a little break, man. Let me catch a wind a little bit and see if we got any people in the house, man. Sergeant Hayes. A douche will always be a douche. Yeah, this is true. Who else is in the house? Brom, SL1. Okay. Brom SL1 says that the difference is that Trump's stuff is all out in the open because of how the media's turned against him. You know what? This is true though, guys. This is very true. It's very true. And see, this is one of the reasons why. Oh God, I don't want to go. Let me just, I can say it because I'm gonna do a video. Okay, or I'm gonna do a clip in a minute. One of the things, guys, Sergeant Hayes and gosh, I forget who said it, but anyway, you're right when you say that Trump. One of the benefits of Trump is that the media reports against Trump. They report negativity about Trump. Okay, if Hillary was in, they would not be reporting it. It would not be discussed, guys. Okay? That's an absolute fact. All right? But I'm going to add this. That doesn't make it really great because we would like for him to do things that aren't negative, right? But yes, there will be a lot more exposing of what's going on in Washington now that it's Trump instead of Hillary. Because let's face it, most of mainstream media was very friendly to Obama, was very friendly to the Clintons. That's just what they do. Okay? So I know there are people who may want to dispute that. I don't know how you do it using any type of facts, using any type of past history of how our media gets down. It's just what it is. So Trump is going to always be more exposed than any other Democratic president. But I don't know. It doesn't make me happy because there should be nothing to expose. You get it? All right. Let me see if I can find a clip for this. Because this is kind of... Daggone it. I got a couple more to do. Well... See if we can get this. I hope that worked. There we go. All right. Arkansas became the only state since 2000 to execute 2 men in the same day. Arkansas Department of Corrections administered lethal injection cocktails to Jack Jones, 52, at 7:06 p.m. At 7:06 p.m. and then a Marcel Williams, 48, at 7:20 p.m. You know, there are people out there who after doing a little research, I realized how many people support the death penalty. I thought that there were more people who did not support it. And yes, it's on a decline. In the last 40 years, we're at the lowest level of favorability or people who support the death penalty in the United States. But it's still like 49 to 42. And then there are people who are undecided. And this is based on a polling that I read, and I tweeted about it. See, here's how the death penalty support breaks out amongst demographics. The people who are typically support death penalty are 1, male, 2, white, 3, Republican. Though that group makes up the majority of people in this country who support the death penalty, people who don't support the death penalty are 1, female, 2, black, 3, Democrat. These are the people who are least likely to support the death penalty, followed by black men, Latino women, Latino men, white women, white men. And it breaks down right along the Democratic and Republican line there. And independents are more split on the issue. But it's not even close when it comes to Republicans. I mean, for our Republican brothers and sisters out there, man, it's like 70% of them support death penalty. Now, I'm going to make it clear, guys, that I'm one of these guys. I'm a person who, once upon a time, used to say, yeah, get rid of them, death penalty. You got to do it, an eye for an eye. But as I became educated about how our death penalty is handed down, as I became educated on the facts, the numbers, the stats of how we administer death, and how basically just the way our justice system works, once you know how it works, once you really know, gosh, I don't believe that most people, because I believe that most people are good-natured people who are not bloodthirsty, are not unfair. There's no way you can support it. But what America does very well is hide information about important issues to control how you feel about it. There is absolutely no correlation between the death penalty and deterring people from crime. Neither are lengthy prison sentences, because typically people who commit crimes are desperate at the bottom of whatever. They're willing to throw their lives on the line at that point. And I can't support the death penalty. I won't support it. Because I have information, because I know that if you are poor, you're likely to die. If you are black, you're even more likely to die. If you're Latino, you're more likely to die. And if you are a white guy with a little bit of money, you will not die. How could you support a system that you can see that anywhere you Google it, anywhere you analyze it, anywhere you study the research, look at the ACLU research studies, you look at, there's so many studies out there that show you that it's all economics. It's all about how good the lawyer is. It's all about what the judge was feeling. It's all about not having racists or bigots, or it's about people on the juries. It's so many screwed up moving pieces to the death penalty that I can't support it. So all I can say, guys, is that I know it's difficult to not support the death penalty when you hear these horrific acts that happen, the taking of life, like both of these men. I'm not saying both of these men should be let out or should have been let out and were allowed to skip around your neighborhood. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if these guys had money, they would not be in a situation where they were going to be put to death. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And as long as money or skin color could prevent one person from getting the same punishment as another, then it's unjust. And if you're against that in one case, you have to be against it in all, because it's a systemic problem. Justice. As long as you support justice and you fight for justice, it doesn't matter who the people are. You will always be on the right side. My condolences to the families of the victims of these two men who did take life. But my condolences to the families of these two men who, if they had money, probably be alive today. And to me, that's a crime as well. All right.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
I ain't falling for no banana in the tailpipe. Oh, man, I got one more. Do I have this one? Tell me I have an image for it. Debbie, Bill, Caitlin, Elizabeth, Obama, Ivanka, this guy. Up. Are you guys ready for some fun, guys? Come on now. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Let's do this. Let's do it. Make sure we're ready. Are we ready? Oh, Lord. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is just the numbers. I'm gonna have to read this. Some of these numbers, I want to make sure I get them right. Woo! Hillary Clinton's back out of the woods. I know you saw her. She's out there. She's talking. She's going over all the reasons why she wasn't your president. She came out of the woods talking about Maxine Waters. Out of the woods talking about April Ryan at a press conference with Sean Spicer. She's out of the woods. And she's talking about how deplorable the deplorables are. And she's talking about how we all need to just band together and form Voltron to defeat the evil Sith Lord, Trump. And at the end of the day, what we're finding out is that, yes, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. She did not win the presidency. And if it was held today, Hillary Clinton would still not win the presidency. God. She would still not win it, guys. I'm not playing. But Tim, all of the bad stuff that Trump's done. The Washington Post poll. New survey finds 46% saying they voted for Clinton, 43% for Trump, similar to a 2-point national vote margin. Ask how they would vote if their election were held today. 43% say they would support Trump, and 40% say Clinton. According to the Washington Post poll, Trump would win the popular vote, even though his popularity rating is in the toilet. Because as much as they detest Trump's stuff, policies, tweets, appointees, they detest her more. Take that, put it in your pipe, smoke it, baby. It's the reality of it. So all of the Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid and Chris Hayes and Chris Matthews and, oh gosh, or there's so many other people I want to say. Yeah. All of that didn't help. It's not helping. No, it's not helping. Trump would still win. Right now, today, if we had another do-over, he'd beat Clinton. Now, I believe he would have never beat Bernie Sanders because Bernie Sanders would have pulled independent voters. Get it? Which is the largest voting bloc in America, who Hillary struggled with. The poll still shows only a 42% approval rating for Trump with a chilling 53% disapproval rating. But when they put him up against Hillary, they still chose Trump. However, the most interesting finding was despite the unpopularity, Clinton still remains radioactive with many voters. Remains radioactive, y'all. She didn't become radioactive after she lost. No, she's been radioactive. We've been saying that's the truth. And instead of people accepting what we knew, what we warned them of, they blame us for her unpopularity, her high distrust numbers, her lack of charisma, and that people just didn't want her. They force-fed it. So that's the reality, guys. You can hate the player, but you better learn to hate the game just as much. And what the DNC did and what the Democratic Party did was they forced in a player that the audience, that the fans did not want to pay to see. And as bad as you say Trump is, Hillary was worse. And if she weren't, she would have won. You could blame Russia. You can blame Tim Black. You can blame H.A. Goodman. You can blame Mike Figueredo. You can blame Ben Dixon or whoever you want to blame. Well, you can't blame Ben because he supported her begrudgingly, right? I'm talking about people who just weren't going to go along with it. You could blame Paul Joseph Watson, who, by the way, retweeted something today to help support my channel. So shout out to Paul Joseph Watson for not being a jackass, for being cool, unlike some people. But back to my point. I mean that too. I don't know what it is with conservatives who show me more love. I don't know. But I don't even know. I don't know. Point is this. Thank you. Point is this. Hillary sucked as a candidate. We all know this at this point, don't we? One of the things that unites us is our distaste for Hillary Clinton and for corporate establishment candidates. That unites people across color, race, economics, region. We could smell a phony. We could smell corporatism. We could smell neoliberalism. And it don't smell good. So if they want to blame you, they want to still point fingers at Jill Stein. They want to point fingers at Bernie Sanders. The finger needs to be firmly pointed here. And not only should it be pointed here, it needs to be pointed at the DNC, who propped this woman up. I'm Tim Black for TBTV. Subscribe to this channel. It is what it is. If the election was held today, according to a Washington Post poll, not a Tim Black poll, not an H.A. Goodman poll, but a Washington Post poll, Trump would beat Hillary even if they did it all over again. Take that. Keith Olbermann. All right, guys, that's all I got. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Woo! I don't know. Guys, thank you so much for contributing to this show. You keep me going. You keep this show on the road in production, able to support and pay people that work for me, like Momo Pineno, to be able to promote this show. It's more than just me. So thank you so much for doing what you do. And look, support this program because you believe in what we're doing. You believe in our message. And that you value the work of Tim Black TV or TBTV. I appreciate you doing it. Just know we got a lot more work to do. There are a lot of fences that we need to clear, and we can clear them together. So thank you for what you do. Go to find me on Patreon at Tim's Take Live, or follow the link in the description below. You guys are amazing. I appreciate it. And we're going to continue to fight. And thanks to you, we got a chance. All right? We got a chance. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one. And let me do some shout outs to my people out there. And my moderators, The Broken Carpenter, Iron Man Oz, and Momo Pineno, Kelly Lane, Bon Kim. Thank you, Bon, for your support, your help. Kelly, thank you for your support and your help. And all those who help out with this show, who do things that never come out on stat sheets. For the people that call up on the show, remember tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's Truth Tuesdays. And the phone lines will be open. You'll be able to call up and get your voice out there. So please do that. Participation, callers welcomed, all right? So call up and do that. Now, my people. Brian Crosby, see you tonight. You got it, man. The Pug, thank you. Kerry Holder, I heard that. Doug Eason, Crunch is in the house. What's up, Crunch? You've been around a while, Crunch. All right. I see you guys. Thank you once again. Love you too, Sergeant Jonathan Milton. You got it. The best. Tim Black's Wolfpack, #1. I see you on the next one.
Tim Black.